Hey, in this lesson we're going to learn the major and minor scales in Dadgad in the open position so that we can start making bass runs out of them. Let's give it a go. Hey, it's Adon here, adoncoin.com, where I teach you how to play in Dadgad guitar. If this is your first time here and you want to learn more about Irish music, songs and guitar techniques, click the subscribe button now and the bell so you don't miss out on anything. This is the full D major scale across the neck in the open position, and we're going to break this into two sections so that it's easier to learn. So the lower octave going from the low D to the middle D, and then we'll go from the middle D to the higher D. So starting with the lower octave first, we're going to go open D, first finger on the second fret, playing the E note. Then we have the third finger on the fourth fret playing the F sharp. Little finger is up to the fifth fret playing the G. We have the open A with the first finger on the second fret playing the B. Third finger on the fourth fret playing the C sharp, and then we have that middle D. So when we get to the end of that octave, we're going to play a D modal chord, just so we can make this a bit more musical instead of just going through the notes. So we'll go from the lower end again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and octave, and then play your chord. And we'll go back down through that again. So open, A, G, F sharp, E, D, and chord. And then you just want to bring up the tempo. Back down again. And then bring it up again. And just practice that over and over until you're comfortable with it. Great, so the next octave up is going to be from the middle D to the high D. And here's the section. We're going to go through it. Open D, E note on the second fret. Then we're up to the fourth fret playing that F sharp. We have the open G. Then we also have an open A. We have the B. First finger on the second fret. Then third finger on to get that C sharp. And then finally we have that octave, the open D. And we'll play that chord again. So we'll go through that again. Open. Then octave. Strumming the chord. We'll go back down. Open, open, and chord. Bringing it up to speed. Back down. One more. Back down. And just practice, get your metronome out and practice that till you're comfortable with it. So now we can combine those two octaves and run through all 6 strings. Remember to do some alternating picking as we're going through this. So we have the low D to the high D. Starting with the low D, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, open G, open A, B, C sharp, and high D. And we'll finish with our chord. Now we'll run back down through that. So we have the high D, open, open, G, F sharp, E, and D. Strum. We'll bring that up to pace. So if you want to continue things on and get that third octave, we can mirror what we did on the low D string up on the high D string. D, E, F sharp, G, and then to get our A is on the 7th fret, B is on our 9th fret, C sharp is on the 11th fret, and finally your D is up on the high 12th fret there. So that's just to get your third octave in. So learning scales is all well and good. It's good for your fingers, good for the picking, but we want to be able to make some music out of it. So I like to take these scales, say the lower octave, and add it into some strumming and make some bass runs out of it. So we'll do it with a 4/4 strum. So 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, and we'll also play this chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we want to add in that bass run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just get comfortable with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it up to speed. Have a nice relaxed right hand. Now, that's just an example, but it's one that's good for practicing, and then you can maybe take half of it, start going backwards, forwards, and playing around with it and trying to make your own bass runs out of it. So now we'll take the same approach to the D minor scale. This is it in the open position all the way across the neck. We're going to break it up into 2 octaves, so from the low D to the middle D, and then the middle D to the high D. Let's give it a go. So we have the lower side of things. We have the open D, we have the E, and we have the F natural, G, we have the open A, and we have the B flat, first finger on the 1st fret, then we have C natural, and we have the open D again. So going through that again. Open, 1st, 3rd, and open, and then we'll play our chord, our D modal chord, which works. Once again. Back down. And chord. I'll go back down again. Try and speed that up. And just keep going with it until you're nice and comfortable with it. So the next octave is going from the middle D to the high D. We'll go D, E, F natural, open G, open A, and we have the B flat on the 1st fret, C, and open D, and we'll play the chord. Back down, E, open A, G, and then the open D. Just get comfortable with that. And then those of you who want to learn the 3rd D minor octave, we just mirror what we've done on the low D, on the high D. So D, E, F, G. And then we have A, B flat, C, and D. So that's the 7th, the 8th, the 10th, and 12th. So now we'll take the lower octave and try and make some bass runs out of it with rhythm like we did with the major. So we'll go for that 4/4 strum again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe put emphasis on different beats. And just play around with it. And then you don't have to stick to the scale. You can start maybe doing some hammer-ons, pull-offs. that's where, you know, a bit of creativity and playing comes around, and you can make up your own riffs and slide all inside in that scale. And so on. So that's where a bit of playing and having a bit of fun can come into play. So I hope you got something from that. There's obviously a lot more you can do with scales, but it's a nice framework to work off of and start adding in rhythms and creating your own bass runs. So if you enjoyed that, please do give it a thumbs up. If you want to learn more about Dadgad, check out the channel, or if you want to go really in depth, I do have a full Dadgad course that you can check out on my website. I'll leave that right up here for you. I'll talk to you on the next one. All the best.